are so rotten. I love you though. I love you though. Oh, girl, are you feeling better? Yeah, you got some food in you and some water and a good night's sleep. You feel better, huh? Yeah, I'll take you to my friend today so she can watch out for you. Yes, you're sweet. Hello, it's Thursday, August 29th, and I was trying to get some weed eating done. Of course, I let the weed eating get way out ahead of me back in the garden area when I was gone on my trip, and once it gets away from you, it seems like you can never get ahead of it again. And my weed eater has decided to act up. I bought a new gas can, and I'm hoping that it's one of those that has the weird latch on it, and I'm hoping it's not leaking water into that thing, and I've got about a bunch of water in my gas tank. If it is, I'll have to get some gas treatment and clean it up. But anyway, it's quit on me about 4 times. I got part of the garden done, or the garden around the areas of the garden done. But it's quit on me another time, and I can't seem to get it started again. So I am gonna take a break before. There's no point in getting wound up and upset about it. You know, the worst thing that happens is I get out there this winter after everything dies back and clean it up. There are worse things to happen. So anyway, that's kind of what's on tap for this morning. I've got the birds out grazing, the youngsters out grazing, getting some grass, and I'm going to pick out the ones that I want to take for testing, and I've got a little separate area I'm going to put them in. So I'm going to take a few extras just in case, see who the best ones are at the time of the fair. You never assume that the ones that look good now are going to look good 2 weeks from now. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. These are some, I think they're called Grandpa Otts. They're dark purple. They're almost iridescent purple. They're really beautiful. I've got some volunteer morning glories here growing up around my tomato bins now that I've harvested the potatoes rather. And they sure are pretty. They're the Scarlet O'Hara ones I planted a few years ago, and I let them go to seed. So they grow everywhere now. They're kind of a nuisance, but then again, they're really pretty, so I kind of hate to pull them up. Y'all showing out this morning? Yeah. I see y'all showing out this morning. Silly things. Y'all getting some grass? Yeah, you look a lot more convincing when your tail fills in. What y'all doing? Y'all show me what big boys you are? Yes, you're showing me what a big boy you are. Y'all are so funny. Yes, y'all are so funny. Got a garden friend here, a big orb weaver spider has set up shop here in my flowers, which is wonderful, and I wish her all the best of luck. Here's some different morning glories. I think these were called UFO. I can't remember, but I really liked the purple spots on them. I thought they were pretty. You're getting your drink. Well, I gave up on weed eating because my weed eater kept playing up. I got some of it done, but I did get the birds moved that I needed to get moved so that I can take them for testing, and I put them in a little separate pen so that I could keep them up in there until the fair. I also moved the 2 blue slate tom turkeys, or jakes, they're young toms, into the main pen. So that gives the birds that are still left in the smaller pen a little bit more room, which will be good. I've got a pair of chocolate turkeys in there, and then the Dominique hens, or pullets, and then the birds that I didn't pull for the fair from the salmon faverels and the Polish. I've got to do something with my extra roosters. I don't like having a lot of roosters. I'm going to keep 1 or 2 Polish roosters and 1 salmon Favorel rooster because I do want to have some breeding setups probably for next year. I haven't incubated eggs in a couple of years, but I might do that next year. So I'm going to keep my best roosters, and then probably take the chicken man, my extra roosters. I've got about 4 extra Polish roosters and about 2 or 3 extra salmon Favorel roosters that I'm going to be looking for homes for. So anyway, so I'm going to eat some lunch here and take my shower and get started rounding up to head to town. I'm spending a little time with little Miss here after I had my lunch. I'm going to go ahead and take her to my friend, but if her owner shows up, we'll make sure to get her back to him. I'm just so worried that my dogs might step on her and hurt her or something. She's so teeny tiny. She's very sweet. She's enjoying the attention. Bless her little heart. I'm just glad I was able to find her, you know. I'm glad that I was there at the right time to find her. Well, we're loaded up. I just got to get little Chris. I've got my Polish in this pen and my salmon Favorels in that pen. I've got the air circulating for him, so I'm going to go get little Miss and we will head on down. Y'all enjoying that box there? Yeah, I'm enjoying that box, Barn Kitty. We're going to go meet your new friend who's going to take very good care of you. Yes, I'm going to miss you. You're very sweet. But I'm glad I got to know you for a little while. Yes. Well, I got the little dog dropped off, and I mean, it was bittersweet to let her go, but I just didn't need another one. As sweet as she is, I just didn't need another one. I know that she'll have a good home and be well taken care of for the rest of her life. And so now I've got to head over to the barn and start getting horses ready for the vet to come. He's all right. Hey guys. Oh, he's just being a pill. You're sweaty, buddy. Oh. Wait, let me get it open. Don't push on it. There you go. Come on. Come on, guys. You're just taking your time. She's like, yep, Mama will let me in when I get there. There's no point in making a big run up the hill. What a good girl. about that. And he's like, what are you doing to me?
See the difference, City? Right here, can you tell? How a while ago he was fletching up
Yeah,
sideways?
he's not now.
Does his head drop down?
That's a good sign. He's not flinching as bad through there now. Riding a different horse after all that. I think a lot of his issues that we've been having is like we may have to have her look at him again though. If we do, I'll just call him over here. What's she doing to you, huh?
He's got a couple of scrapes and something under him.
Yeah. Goofing off out in the pasture. Whoa!
It's alright. It's alright. She ain't doing it. I think it's
It is. You're fine. I'm just doing a vlog this week, so Dr. Spencer gets to be on my vlog. Well, we got everybody adjusted, as you saw. Bo is extremely sore all over. A lot of it, we've been riding him in a saddle with a wide gullet, and I probably need to change it to a more narrow gullet so it's not sitting down on his wither so much. Flame has inflamed hocks, which she needs a steroid shot in to take the swelling down. Gusty is just sore through her neck and wither and just needs to be collected a little bit more. So that's something we're going to have to work on as the kids ride her. Huh? I know, that feels much better, doesn't it? All right, go on. So that's part of taking care of your horses. I think a lot of the issues that Bo has with his canter come from him being so sore. And so hopefully now that we know what's going on, it'll get us past that and move on. So changing the gullet out, luckily, in those Wintec saddles is really easy. I've got a gullet set, and they're really easy. They were designed to be able to be changed to ride a variety of different horses, which is why I bought them to begin with, because I knew I was going to have a lot of different horses at some point. So, you know, that'll make it. I'll just have to find my gullets and bring them over here and change that one out. In the meantime, she's going to use my saddle, which has a more narrow gullet in it. The gullet is the part, the wither is basically right across your shoulder blades here. And the gullet is the part of the saddle that sits there. So, you know, if you're sore across your shoulders and your neck, you're not in a very good mood. And Bo is basically sore all down his back. So hopefully I think we'll see a different horse now. Okay, well, I've got the other girls, the girls adjusted, as you saw, and Bo also. Melissa's gonna ride Bo, and we're gonna start working on some collection work with him. And anyway, so some of the other horses, Zip, the older gray horse that you saw in the shoeing video, he's had a couple of abscesses in addition to having those sore places in his feet. Brown Sugar needed some adjusting, but she also got a little lesson in ground manners for Zoe to observe and work on. Zoe's been doing really, really good with her, but we need to work on her, get her over her head shyness. Yes, she came from a rescue environment, and yes, she had a terrible life. But that was 6 years ago, and she needs to learn that she can trust us and not be so head shy. And that'll be great for Zoe to see anyway, because she needs to do the same thing with Tuffy. So anyway, I am headed to the bird testing, which is at one of the churches in Adkins, and we'll check in.
You do one, I'll do
Judging
one.
sheep
Who you doing? I'll do what?
is the dude that judged goats and sheep last year. Is it
So y'all are
really?
getting a new chicken judge, right? Oh, I
Yes.
wouldn't write like that because you're
They're
going to
gonna
go
go
through on
through.
that one.
Do what? You didn't like my chicken judge?
No, I just was asking if it was the same guy. No, I liked him fine. He gave me best in show, so I liked him just fine.
I love
Yeah, but you can pop the last time.
you. Want to take my boot?
They're all what? Y'all need some boys? I got some extra boys.
I'm sure he would.
I'll trade him some, like a boy for some, I'll trade him some boys for a girl or two.
That we may have to do that. His are younger though. They're little still.
Oh, that's fine with me. What, are you talking about it? Are you telling us about it? Well, the bird testing is done, and we are all set now. I've just got to take care of the rabbits, get them trimmed up, and get their nails clipped. And I found out that it is, in fact, yes, it is true. Open rabbits are going first this year. Yay! That makes me extremely happy. So that makes me extremely happy, because last year, if you remember, we were there very late, and so this year we will be done by 1 o'clock, 1:30. So all the birds are done. Got to visit with my friends, and it was good, and got to see what some of the kids were doing, so that's always fun to see. And now we are headed to the house. Oh, and I did hear from Cammie. She said the little one has settled in very well. She's already checked out her new place, eaten, gone to the bathroom, and gotten in the trash. So it sounds like she's settled in just fine. She's got her little bed fixed. She was taking a nap, so all is good. Well, I'm done with my outside chores. I got the birds done, as you saw, and I'm home, obviously. I'm not feeling very good all of a sudden. I'm kind of feeling a little sick to my stomach. I think I need to drink some water, probably. I have got everything done outside. I'll take care of the inside crowd and fix myself some supper and take a good shower and relax for the rest of the evening. I'm feeling a little down today. I had invited the people that were coming into town. I said we'd all go out to dinner Thursday evening, but they don't seem to be interested in doing that, so that's okay. They've got their little cool kids group, I guess, over there. And I've never been one of the cool kids, so that's okay. I'm just feeling a little not so hot, but I'm glad Puppy got a home. I was a little a little sad to let her go, but honestly, I didn't need another dog, and even a teeny tiny one. I didn't need another one, so I'm glad that she's got a safe home now. I am gonna maybe work on my needle point a little bit tonight. I don't know. It depends on how I get to feeling. Right now I'm pretty hot. And I'm a little bothered by some other things too, like the person that mows for me hasn't mowed in over a month. And I don't know if I've made them mad somehow. I wrote a letter of recommendation for them for a job, and I let them print it off, and I'm wondering, did I make a typo in there when I made some horrible mistake and typo, and they thought I meant something bad when I didn't? You know, I thought it was a pretty good letter. And, you know, on the evaluation summary they had me do online, which I believe is confidential, it asked for what are their strong points and what are their weak points. And I put a weak point down. It wasn't really a bad thing. I just said, this is what I think, because to me, if you see a recommendation that's all glowing and happy and there's, oh, this person doesn't have any weak points, I don't think that's a very legitimate way to give somebody an evaluation. But also, too, there was some disagreement about how many mowings I had left on my beef order. I honestly thought I had 6 left, and they said, well, I thought you had 5 left, and I said, well, I don't know. I believe it's 6, but I may be wrong. But I don't know if I made them mad or what, but my yard hasn't been mowed, and it's pretty bad now. I guess if they don't come and mow, then Sunday I'll bush hog it. Anyway, I don't know what I've done. Usually they get a hold of me. Maybe they're waiting on me to get a hold of them. I don't know, but they usually get a hold of me because I know their schedule. My schedule is fairly flexible, but I don't know. I just worry. I get inside my own head, and then we've got a department meeting tomorrow, and one of the things on the agenda is interactions or student interactions, and I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm sitting there going, did I do something? Have I said something? What did I do? And I just get in my own head sometimes, and I need to not do that, I guess. But anyway, it's one of those things, I guess. It's like anybody else. You start overthinking things, and usually it's nothing. But anyway, so I am gonna go inside now. I've got to unload the cat food. I've got cat food and dog food still in the trunk of the car here that I need to get out. Probably just the cat food tonight. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna carry on. You, Baxter. Oh, Willie's got to be heard. He's not seen. Willie, silly boy. Well, I have gotten done with my rounds, and I came in and fixed myself some supper, and I feel a little bit better. I drank some water. He's a little jealous of ears. I'm just not feeling like working on much tonight. I talked to my friend Carol, and that made me feel better. I've just been feeling out of whack today for various reasons, and I'm sure it's all much ado about nothing, but tomorrow's a new day, right? It'll be fine. But anyway, so I'm going to call it a night for Vlogust, and I will check in I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Bye.